Well, the Bemidji Fire Department held a ceremony on Saturday morning, 20 years since the September 11th terrorist attacks on New York and Washington, D.C. and Shanksville, Pennsylvania. P.J. Walters was there and filed this report.
20 years ago, shock and horror struck the country as terrorism hit in the heartland of America. Yet the memory of where we were still remains to this day.
Absolute disbelief. I was going down the highway, listening to it on the radio, and I thought it was an Orson Welles War of the Worlds. I couldn't believe it. And got home, turned on the TV, and sat there just absolutely dumbfounded at what I was seeing. And I remember going through all the emotions, weeping, furious. I couldn't believe something like that had happened to us.
And while names and faces change all across the country over time at fire departments just like this one, the memory is still front and center in everyone's mind.
I was a sophomore in college here at our very own Bemidji State University, and like many have said before, it was just something that caught me out of the blue. So when I think about this day, I think about how hurt we all were, how our community was hurt, how our country was hurt, and then how even today, 20 years later, we're still continuing to hurt and mourn that day.
And although the Bemidji Fire Department did not lose any men on 9/11, the fire department family as a whole did, something not lost on local firefighters.
This is one big brother and sisterhood. We are all together in this fight. And when something happens to one of us, it happens to all of us.
And while that day defined one generation, a new generation is just now learning about it.
Absolutely, and I think, it's hard to believe that 20 years has gone by. In some ways, it seems like a lifetime ago, and in other ways, it seems like it was just yesterday. So for our community, right, I think we all know where we were on September 11, 2001. But we have a whole generation of young people that are growing up and weren't here for that. And so I think it's important for us to always remember what happened, especially to remember the wonderful acts of bravery and heroism as one person helped their fellow man.
A day of remembrance and honoring those who we lost. For Lakeland News, B.J. Walters reporting.
2,977 people died on September 11th, making it the worst terrorist attack in modern history.
Lakeland News is member-supported content. Please consider supporting Lakeland News today.